for me. I want to be out of there.
I don't know. I like.
I used to be like that. I used to take a shit, and then I would sit there long past the time. I mean, when I was younger, when I was like a kid.
Yeah, when you're a kid, because it's the only time you can get by yourself.
But now, I mean, when I am done, I am done.
Yeah.
And now I don't sit there for 2 minutes, but I might sit there for 7 or 8.
Everything I do is
I'm
like a
not
little
gonna
kid.
do 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, Josh can't drink anything that doesn't have sugar in it. So
Is that true, Josh?
I don't like.
he came over and made tea because his throat hurt after he was sick that last time when you and Heath were here.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Can you make me some tea?" So I like boiled the kettle and I poured the tea and I used this awesome green tea that I've got.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Sugar, sugar, sugar! I need sugar." I'm like, "You don't need sugar. You put like 2 tablespoons of sugar in there."
Yeah, it makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Europe has so many awesome sodas. They have Schweppes raspberry, just like in 7-Eleven with everything else.
Yeah.
They have blood orangina, red orangina.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, everything I got. My parents were like, "You should try this wine." I'm like, "No, I have to try the Fanta lemon." I don't know.
You take a Fanta lemon over some French wine, dude?
a whole cave full of French wine. We had plenty of French wine.
But you just also wanted the sodas.
I just don't drink like that. He's only allowed to have a half a glass of wine a day. And if I touch alcohol, I'm like, let's get a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
And I never want to get hammered trashed. I want 8 drinks. If we're going to have 1 drink, I'd like to have 8 drinks.
8 drinks is not hammered trashed for you?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, what's
really.
8 drinks for you?
It's a good fun time buzz.
Yeah, that's
Little
like,
buzz.
That's
Little buzz.
If I get into like the
buzz.
12, 13s, I can't walk good.
If I get into 12,
8,
13, I'm dead.
8, I
Yeah.
can still talk good on 8 beers.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you have a problem, Josh.
I guess so.
Hey, it's the God Awful Gospel Hour, and it's 2025. This is kind of our first recording of 2025 because Jason came over a couple weeks ago, but he was sad and low energy and tired. So I was like, that wasn't that great of an episode, so I didn't.
Wait, I didn't
post it.
see it come. Oh, you didn't post it.
It's just for us.
Yeah. Yeah, he was still jet lagged from like being in Japan.
Jet fagged.
And his mother-in-law is turning to poopy diaper baby times, and he was having to deal with that and all that. So he was just sad and quiet and tired. And so we did a stream. He was on our stream.
Okay. Yeah.
What was it, like 2 weeks ago?
It was January 20th. It's freezing. It's about to snow. And everybody's mad because Elon Musk waved at his friend from across the room.
I don't know. About
Elon
it.
Musk did a Nazi salute today.
He fully did it twice.
He touched his chest and put his hand out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And while he's trying to say that like my heart goes out to you or something, but it was like like that. He like did it, and so of course everybody immediately started screaming Nazi.
He did it on purpose.
I haven't even seen what he's said about that yet. But it's inauguration day. It's January 20th.
It's January 20th.
The retard Messiah has returned.
Speaking of Nazi shit, I got you a present, Chris.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's a potato masher.
Wow.
I don't think I was supposed to fly with that.
Wow.
It's not supposed to be in this country.
That's a cool looking little potato masher.
It's got an eagle on there.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a Nazi grenade replica.
Wow.
So I got it for. Germany didn't have any cool stuff like that. It was an old Italian gypsy market in like an alleyway.
Wow, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for you to now be in charge of having.
Wow,
You
thanks.
get to own that now.
It's got some Nazi paraphernalia. As a collector of such
You
things,
have to put it on your keys, and
I have to-
every
yeah.
time.
The keychain he got me was borderline. Like the problem with Nazi stuff is that German stuff just looks like Nazi stuff.
Right.
So like it's like an eagle. It's like that eagle. You can see it. But it looks like Nazi shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just the whole aesthetic of Germany now is just like it looks almost half Nazi.
Yeah.
Their whole style guide is just hatred.
Yeah. It is very harsh looking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very German.
That's cool.
Can I
like
tell you
that.
guys about Frankfurt?
Yeah. So wait, Josh got back from his European jaunt. When did you get back? A week ago?
Yeah, Monday.
A Monday. So you were in Europe from Monday to Monday, basically,
Yeah.
right?
2 Mondays.
2 Mondays ago. January 6th to the 13th.
Yeah. So your first time in Europe in what, 20 years?
Yeah, it's about 20 years.
Yeah.
But they sent me a notification that I could check in, but I had to take a photo of my passport. And it reverses it, and it's through a browser. So this is like I had just woken up, hungover, bleary. It was 24 hours before the flight, and I could not for the life of me get my phone to like line up right. And then they were like, there's too much glare. It's not readable. And I was like, fuck you. What's the point of having a passport
Yeah.
physically if I have to take a picture of it?
Right.
And then I can't be in an airplane. I'm too big for the seats. So they got me an aisle. So half of my body's in the aisle. Or I have to be, every time there was a little girl on the other side of me, like an adult, whatever, but a small woman.
Yeah.
So I'm like either going to be victimizing her with my man spreading or out in the aisle.
Right.
And then if I fall asleep, I get hit by the thing every time.
Yeah.
Every woman that went by, every dude that went by tastefully turned sideways and was like, I'm not going to give you the dick or the butt.
Right.
I'm going to rub up against the other side where there's not somebody sticking out and not touch you at all with any of my genitalia.
If they were just coming down the aisle like,
Yeah.
from behind you.
Dudes were cool about it. Like, they saw me and they saw my shoulders and they were like, I get it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not going to dick your shoulder. I'm not going to put a parrot on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But every woman that came by with her huge ass was just like, here's my whole fucking ass cake on your whole shoulder. Every time.
rubbing it.
And it was like the biggest ass stewardess was like, this is what it is, motherfucker.
Yeah.
She just put her whole thing on me every time. And I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it, I guess.
No. Well, how could you be mad at it?
I like cake.
Yeah.
Said, man, you're really trying to cheat, trying to get that European loophole going on.
European
Yeah.
strange.
And then I didn't shit on the plane at all.
Well,
I
that's
waited-
good. See,
Yeah, I don't shit on planes.
I don't shit on planes either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't shit all day, so I can be practiced and ready if I don't have to not shit.
Okay.
Training my
All
anus
right.
for
Okay.
emergencies.
You're training your anus.
Except if I'm at work. If I have a hint of feeling like I might have to shit in a half hour at work, I will go shit for an hour beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I have a device that I'm marketing called the Trainus, and it actually trains your anus.
I
to
like
not-
this. Okay. Is this like a bidet thing or is it a...
I don't know.
Is there an
It
app?
sends electric
I don't know.
shocks.
Yeah, it's just electric shocks.
very
up your butt-
Pavlovian.
up your butthole.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a butt plug with a battery in it.
It's
that
a
goes-
butt, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
So there was no bathrooms. I couldn't find any in Frankfurt, but I had to shit and pee as soon as I got off the plane. And I was like, oh yeah, they just pee on each other here. I just need to find a young woman or a boy to shit on. Apparently that's how they do it.
There's no bathrooms in the airport.
I wanted to get to so I thought I was going to have 8 hours in Frankfurt for myself. The plane didn't go to a gate. They made us get out on the tarmac. We had to get on a long bus that felt like a train and then go to the airport and get on another train to go to the main terminal. Then I had to get on another train to go to downtown Frankfurt. And as a 1/8 Jew, I was like, this is a lot of trains in Germany
Yeah.
for me right now.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get off the train now.
Right.
So I got off a stop before where I was going to get, which I recommend to anybody traveling. Go one past or one before and approach your destination as a walker. Because a lot of these train stops are like right underneath the piazza or the square and you come out like underground in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But if you go one past or one before, you get to like walk up on it
Yeah.
and get like the whole vista. But yeah, I was tired of getting herded around on trains. And they have two. I just wanted to shower. Really bad. I've been traveling for like 2 days.
I'm just giving us some. I'm giving us some mood.
But then I was
train.
like, oh, they take golden showers on each other here too.
Yeah.
Everything
Wait.
is pee-pee.
Wait, but hang on. Sorry. You need to play the whole thing out for me. So there's no bathrooms in the airport.
There were. I just wanted to get to the city. No, I did take a shit right before. By the time I found the metro
Yeah.
to get out of the airport, I found the last bathroom before that. But it was like an hour from the plane to that, going on the bus from the tarmac and all this other stuff. But
So you did get to take a dump in the airport.
yeah,
That's good.
and it was very clean. Everything's clean in Germany. Everything's perfect, pristine, pure.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing.
That is how we keep it going. Keep society going.
But Frankfurt is the finance capital of Germany, so all the banking buildings are there. But I listened to all these travel podcasts and found out all these facts about Frankfurt. Luckily, there was an Ari Shafir one with one of the guys from Ari Garbage. His wife is from Frankfurt, so I got to hear their whole thing. But I was like, if this is the finance capital, who runs the banks in Germany? because they got rid of all that. So, how are they going to have a finance capital with nobody to run any of the banks?
No, there are no Jews in Germany. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, zero Jews
they got
in
rid
Germany.
of all of them in 1945.
In 45, that was
and
it.
There are no more Jews.
No Jews
Nobody
to
came
return
back
after 45.
They
That
killed
was the end of it.
5.2 million, rounding up Jews.
Right.
No,
That
other,
was it.
The other thing the travel podcast said was go to the Old Town Romer area. It's like old styley. All the schnitzel stores. And they said it's been recreated since 1950 because it was horribly bombed during World War II. And I was like, horribly bombed? Like they act like it was for no reason? They're like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
They just bombed us.
For no reason. It was just bombed to shit.
Like more like awesomely bombed as a response to genocide. Sorry. I mean, I don't think you should bomb historical shit.
Yeah.
You know, they probably killed a lot of babies and cool animals in pretty libraries and stuff, but
Yeah.
they fucked around and found out you can't.
Well,
kill.
I mean, people just don't really, it's become clear in this whole Israel Gaza thing that like you got to do some shit if you want to get at them. Like
it's horrible to bomb.
Apparently, Jews are Nazis now.
Yeah, apparently Jews are Nazis now. It's funny how history is.
From what I've understood from the opinions that are coming out.
Yeah.
Israel.
South Africans are Nazis now too.
So many Nazis.
South African Tesla
many.
manufacturers.
So many Nazis.
They had a ton of great museums. They were not free, but they didn't have a Holocaust museum for some reason in Frankfurt.
Yeah, you could. That's because the museums are on the actual sites of the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So they don't need one. We don't need one in Frankfurt. We can just go across the border to Warsaw.
The Holocaust Museum is the ashy basement.
Yeah. Man, they had a crazy like Holocaust like Nazi like Holocaust museum in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very, very extensive. I told you there's this whole like what is it called?
They
like
have cool stuff.
the
Like your thing I got you. They have cool trinkets.
Dude. I mean, tons of shit. But there's a whole like site called like the Memorial to the Dead Jews, and it's just this like thing that looks like hundreds and hundreds of coffins. Like there's all sorts of shit like that.
Like the
all over
Arlington
place.
Cemetery.
Like that, yeah.
There are two Jewish museums in Frankfurt. One was the first ghetto, like was the first place in Germany where they gathered them up.
Yeah.
But the name of the museum, the Jewseum, was called Judengasser.
Yeah.
I don't know what Gasser means in Germany.
I have a pretty good idea.
Doesn't sound good in English.
Yeah.
If you say Judengasser. And then the other Jewish museum is the Rothschild House. So that's like Germany going, they didn't have it so bad.
Yeah.
Here's the rich fucks.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they probably made like,
Germany is so bad, but have you seen the Jews in America? We're just making up for them.
the Rothschilds were very rich. They had like $6 million ish.
Just $6 million, but that is disputed.
Donnie, you should have been in Man in the High Castle. You would have.
Yeah, I know, yeah,
You could have pulled off one of those Sherman officers pretty well, actually. Like just a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Like you probably would have had to shave your beard. There's a few things you would have had to done.
Yeah,
but
my eyes are almost blue enough, but maybe
they could have
dye
enhanced.
job.
They could have enhanced your eyes.
Right. Get me nice and Aryan looking.
Yeah, but you have just like the really like nice like subtle like whenever I do a German accent, it's always like you like yours is more like
mine's more conversational.
It's more conversational.
Mine's
Yeah.
more
Clearing my throat and hacking up boogers in Germany. And I was like, look, I'm a native.
Yeah, look at me.
Twee.
Yeah,
Every word ends in an N word. Like throughout the conversation, I'm listening to people talk, and just like it sounds like they're saying Arnold Schwarzenegger's name over and over again in different configurations.
Oh, dude,
Calm down.
I'll tell you though. I mean, I've experienced it there, but I've experienced it in China, and it fucking fucked me up, dude. The amount because it truly is. That word truly is like it's nya, and it's truly like the so in between.
Oh yeah, it's like it's basically like NEGA or something.
Yeah.
It's their or
it's
whatever.
their it's like the time filler. So like in every conversation that word is used like a quarter to half of the time. It's like, oh my god.
It sounds like me at my house alone
It
by
sounds like
myself
me.
when no one is around. That's what I texted both of you guys the other day. I said, why is it so fun to say the N-word with a hard R and just the thickest Southern accent.
Yeah.
And I think it's because that's the worst thing you could possibly say
Yeah.
in the worst way that you can possibly say it, right? Because if you go like that, like really just give it that Alabama umph,
Yeah.
you know.
Hypothetically, allegedly alone in your house.
Yeah.
You may or may not have done this.
But it's also really, really fun to say it like a black person, too.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a black person having a normal conversation.
Well, what if you say it like Dave Chappelle playing Clayton Bigsby?
Yeah.
It would be funny to sing along.
That's basically that's the midpoint between the two. So basically, it's a spectrum, right? From hateful hard R, deep Southern accent, all the way to
through
rap lyrics, right? So
it'd be funny to sing along with your favorite rap song and then code switch back to the Alabama hard R when they hit the N word in a rap song.
Yeah.
So you're flowing the whole time, and then you're like,
yeah.
Seriously, you put a
I don't like it.
Put a microphone in my house. I mean, there are microphones in my house. Like if I just turn them on and broadcast, it would just be
over.
There would be probably 76 N-words a day. Just because it's so much fun.
There'd probably be 76 N-words at your door at that point trying to kill you. Like,
I was worried in Germany how Jewish I look. Do I look Jewish? You don't look Jewish.
No.
But I was wondering if they had like Jew sniffing dogs because they have cancer sniffing dogs and COVID sniffing dogs.
And I just sniff for lack of foreskin.
Yeah.
Jew sniffing dogs.
They smell for the absence of foreskin. That's the problem, though, is that all the white Protestants ruined that. The white Protestants all started getting their kids circumcised.
Are you circumcised?
Yeah,
me too. Yeah,
that's why German Shepherds.
That's Southern Baptists, baby. Southern Baptists get their kids' foreskins chopped off.
We're gonna go on a triple journey to get our ghost foreskins back.
Yeah,
the calamari warriors.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you when some dipshit in my neighborhood went and wrote the N-word like all over the utility boxes and all over the those like green utility boxes in the neighborhood?
Yeah, those are the N-word boxes.
Apparently,
that's what those are called.
Apparently,
it's probably a kid. It was probably a kid. Like my former roommate. Because he's a Circle C.
He was
kid.
target demographic because city workers are all black. So he's like, we're gonna get them where they work.
We're gonna get them where they work. Yeah. So we're going around the neighborhood, and Kristen sees him. So the next day, she brings a magic eraser to like wipe them off as she sees them. And me and the kids are walking with her, and she's like wiping it off, and she's like, I can't believe this. I go, hey kids, look, mom's getting rid of all the N-words in the neighborhood. And she's like, Chris, knock it off. And I'm like, and then of course everyone picked up on it. Oh, mom hates when there's N-words in the neighborhood. We gotta get rid of them.
It has to be clean.
It have to be clean.
It has to be pure.
Mom's gonna rid the neighborhood of N-words.
Cleanse the neighborhood.
The neighborhood will be cleansed.
Yeah.
You were just in Germany a couple months ago with them.
Yeah.
Did you get the Appleweiss? Did you try Appleweiss?
No.
You were in Berlin. It might be a Frankfurt thing. It's just cider, but it's like tart cider.
No.
It was really good. I heard about it on all these podcasts. So I showed up at a bar and I was like, bring me the juice.
Yeah.
I want the Appleweiss juice. And
No,
gummy bears are gummy bears. So I was looking for candy for the kids and I was like, do you guys have gummy bears? And they were like, gummy bears?
Gummy Baron? Yeah. Yeah. No, I was a man and I just drank a shitload of beer. That's how I did it.
Found my favorite beer in the world there in Frankfurt. It's called Binding Pils. You can't get it here. You can't get it shipped here. It's a brewery in Frankfurt. It was invented by Conrad Bindings. And the bar that I went to, I had it was called Conrad's Bar. It showed up on my bank thing. So maybe that was the brewery. I don't know.
No.
And the basement was the Holocaust Museum with all the ashes. But I was looking
for
Pilsner.
It's called Kristallnacht.
And then I wanted to have a Frankfurter. I wanted to have a sausage. But the best one I ever had was in Vienna. Those are way better because they have like cheese in them. So you poke it with a fork and it squirts you in the eye. Mm-hmm. So I had to go around asking
you really
Germans.
Do have the palate of a child.
Yeah. Can I get a sausage that squirts my face, please?
I owned the best sausage I ever had was loaded with cheese.
Yeah, just give me a full facial.
It's different in all the different regions. The sausages are different. I had this like sausage platter. They're like, we'll bring you the Munich sausage. We'll bring you the whatever, the Berlin sausage, and they're all different. And the grossest one, I think it was the it might have been the Dresden one. It was just like this white, like boiled looking, nasty ass sausage. It wasn't
limp.
It was all limp and boiled looking.
It's like a real wiener.
It wasn't good.
One of the travel podcasts I listened to was these girls. Most of them were girls. Most of the travel podcasts are girls complaining about shit. Yeah. But this girl was like, I went to the red light district in Frankfurt, and honestly, I was scared. And I was like, I want to be scared.
Yeah.
So I looked on the Rub Maps, Frankfurt, to see where.
Did you really?
To see where the red light district was. I figured like you'd see the most dots and where the red light district was.
Yeah.
See how far away it was from me. But then I ended up getting groped in a different way anyway, because German airport security, they don't take your shoes or your belt, but they fully credit card swipe your ass crack and get all the way down both sides of your balls. The dude took my sunglasses, but I got to keep my belt and the guy sounded like Donnie's accent. He was like, I have your glasses here, but let's check you. And then he just fucking totally sexually harassed me for like 5 minutes.
Wow.
I was like, man, he's very good and thorough.
Yeah.
Thorough.
Very
Speaking
good.
of which,
And
speaking of which, here we go. If you want to see what we're talking about, drag this over. Look,
whoa.
Look at this. Look at this.
Whoa, this guy's getting fucking wild.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What
His
kind of
seat-
fucking
the house
retard
stuff.
shows up at this thing, man?
Yeah.
He
Whoa.
does it again. He turned around and did it at the
He
flag.
turns around. He does it at the other side of the crowd. It's like, come on, man. Like, I don't
Saying
know.
the
Like,
quiet part loud.
like you. I mean, either he's doing it on purpose. Like, either he's like saying, "I'm going to do a Nazi salute because I am a Nazi," or he's doing it knowing what it looks like to troll people. Or he's that big of an autistic retard that he just doesn't. He's like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's
You
what
know?
it is.
So speaking of Elon Musk being a Nazi, I actually was thinking this the other day. Again, most of my thoughts happen when I'm at HEB.
Yeah.
But somebody was in there with their fucking dog, walking their dog on a leash, and so I said basically,
started on this.
if Donald Trump becomes Hitler, but for people who bring their dogs into HEB, I will volunteer to be a concentration camp guard.
Yeah.
And just watch them suffer.
Yeah.
If you can't go out in public
same.
without your emotional sport dog, then you can't go out in public.
Oh, dude.
Stay home. Those used to be called agoraphobes before
Every
they invented
time-
the dog thing.
Every time I fly from Austin to specific cities, San Francisco, San Jose, LA,
Somebody always have their goddamn
someone
emotional
always
support dog.
has a fucking dog. And it's not like these people are like blind. If you're blind,
Yeah.
of course,
It's
have your
not,
please
there's
have your fucking
such a
dog.
thing as a real service dog.
Yeah.
And there's the fucking
Stolen
pussies.
valor
Yeah.
bullshit.
Hard line. No
Yeah.
dogs for blinds either. You have a stick. That's fine. Use a fucking stick. People can help you.
Dude, the store really drives me nuts because there's fucking food in there. There's
know.
fresh produce in
I
there.
know.
I don't want your dog's hair on my fucking produce.
And no, the Whole Foods our closest Whole Foods, the one in
by
the
the Costco.
Arbor Trails or
Yeah,
whatever, whatever it is, that has a sign saying you can't bring your dog in here. But HEB apparently just lets people bring their dogs in there. And a friend of ours, my former roommate, he will yell at people in HEB and call them
Good for him.
retards and like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit! Get your fucking dog out
It's
of
a
here!"
health
and
code
all that.
violation. You
Yeah,
can't
good
have
for him.
I mean,
something that
I
shits.
can't believe who. I mean, if I knew anybody who brought their dog into HEB, I would make sure like their personal life suffered because of that. I mean, it's how stupid and it's like self-centered, narcissistic. I don't even know.
Yeah, selfish.
I mean, like to bring a dog into a grocery store.
Also, the dog doesn't want to go to the grocery store either.
Yeah.
The dog would rather
Go buy
sit
me some
home
treats and bring them home.
and lick its own ass on the couch than it doesn't want to go to HEB.
That's why they act fucked up towards people in public because they're not people.
Yeah.
They don't want to be around people.
They don't want to be
Being a
around
dog
people.
rules.
Yeah.
Adrian was talking about how come girls. I was like, take that fucking dog from that picture you sent me and make that your entire Instagram. You can harvest ass all over town. Every girl is going to want to be that dog's mommy. And he was like, why do girls love it when guys have a dog? Because Kristen, my wife, always tells them, she wouldn't have got with me if I didn't have the pictures of the dog on my Facebook. It's because they see something living in your house for free that you take care of and give them everything and don't expect anything in return. And they're like, I want to be a dog. I want to be his bitch.
Yeah.
They're like, clearly that guy is a caretaker.
Yeah.
Well, I lost my audio here.
Dude,
Stupid fucking laptop. God damn it. I'll beat the shit out of every goddamn thing in this house.
Donnie, I feel like you're really out of sorts because of this whole Switch situation.
Yeah. I'm about to burn my house down.
I lost my.
I feel
Nintendo
like
game.
upon walking in here, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I feel like upon walking in here tonight, the energy was just slightly off.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong the
Yeah.
minute I walked in. I was like, oh, something's up in here.
Yeah, I can't find my case that has my Nintendo Switch games in it because I was going to stream a Nintendo Switch game when we're done with the episode today, and it has disappeared. It has just decided to completely and utterly disappear.
There's a clue. There's a gummy over here with a slice taken off of it.
Yeah.
Did you eat that piece of gummy and forget what you did and move it somewhere?
Not since yesterday.
Okay. I'm just putting together all the Carmen.
Look at the clues around the house.
From Carmen San Diegoing this motherfucker. I like
That's
that.
such bullshit.
I like that.
Yeah. So it switched the audio output to the TV, so we couldn't get it through our things because I can't do that. So I've got a new one actually.
Oh, I like that.
This is what I'm going to use to correct people on this website. On this podcast.
Hey, Donnie, I think bringing dogs into HEB is really cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Damn it.
It's not a big deal that you lost your Nintendo games. Hey, so you were able to pull up Elon on the TV. Should we all get together tomorrow and watch the raids?
What's the raids?
They're gonna fucking immigration raid Chicago.
Yeah, there's got to be some good live streaming. of
Bad
that shit
boys,
going on.
what you gonna do?
Yeah. Man, my kid was telling me about like all kinds of disturbing online shit that I had no idea about. That the minute he told me, I'm like, I'm sure Josh and Donnie know about all this. Some cartel video about people getting like skinned alive to some popular song.
That
Nice.
I don't know how old that is. I've seen some shit like that of them like skinning a guy or like a dude with no face and all that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff. I can't remember. It might have been that one. I can't remember what the song was though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's been a few years.
That's
though.
the
He said it's a few years old. Yeah,
That's the kind of shit I end up watching if I'm watching porn too long.
that
And
shit
you
just
turn into
pops
like
up.
a meth head
That's
of porn.
just-
You're like, I gotta finish this. I gotta get to the bottom of Pornhub, and you end up finding a big skinning video.
Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, he said that Twitter now is full of porn too.
Oh yeah, and it comes and goes. Today there was full on like 2-hour long porn like DVDs getting posted. Like
What?
you could click the video and it was like, you know how like a porn DVD will have like
Yeah,
5
yeah.
or 6 different scenes.
Yeah.
And it was 2 hours of different scenes.
Wow.
Somebody was just uploading that stuff. Lots of OnlyFans type shit. Lots of want me to take it all off, and then the new one that goes, don't click on this thread with other people in the room, and it's some chick running with her boobs bouncing, and then of course there's when you go to when you click on it, then it's like post of like boobs and nudity and all like. So there's porn all over Twitter now.
I went down a bad hole because I was jet lagged, and I just woke up at 5 a.m. and I was like, I gotta get the blood out of my brain and put it somewhere else. Maybe I can fall back to sleep.
Yeah,
And I ended up looking at porn for like 2 hours. The next day,
2 hours.
Yeah.
That's a long ass time to look at porn.
On and
Gooner.
off, I think I fell asleep and woke back up and was like, no, that wasn't sleeping. I got to go back to sleep somehow.
Yeah.
But the next day I looked at my search history and it was like abuse, forced, sleeping.
You're like, oh, I'm home.
That was the bad man. The
yeah.
bad man comes out at night.
Yeah.
He needs to go sleep.
Man, today I was walking around my neighborhood and I was talking to my dad on the phone and I looked down, I see a piece of paper. I don't know what compelled me to pick up this piece of paper. Picked up this piece of paper. It's a $4,000 check that's endorsed.
Nice.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I look at the address and it's one of my neighbors. I mean, you know, not someone I know, someone I've seen walk around.
Yeah.
So I walk up to their door, I knock, and the lady comes to the door and she's like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And she's like, what the hell are you doing out here? I'm like, oh, I'm just taking a walk. I'm like, I found this. I think it's yours. And she's like, oh my God, thank you. Holy shit. She's like, but seriously, go inside.
There must be
Why?
some way I can
because it's
repay
33
because
degrees
it's
outside?
33 degrees.
Oh,
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
you've seen these people, right? When it gets to like 50 around here
Yeah.
and they're like in their full fucking
Full
parkas
bundled
and
up
shit.
gloves and
Yeah,
shit.
it's like,
I'm
dude,
yeah.
it's 55 degrees. It's
Yeah.
not like it's fucking, 30
Yeah.
degrees,
Yeah.
which is appropriate to wear some, warmer attire. But it's
Yeah.
like, bitch, it's only like 33 degrees.
I like it. It makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
Donnie was getting along real good with that Norwegian bitch the other night at Adrian's.
Oh, is there a Norwegian
What's
bitch?
her
at
face?
Adrian?
Yeah. I feel like that would be a good girl for you because that Scandinavian mindset is very utilitarian. There's not a lot of bullshit with
Right.
those Norwegian women.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a Karen from Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have that there.
It's true.
Everyone's going to die. The sun burns and the cold kills everybody.
By the way, they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some this. And
I've
that,
had them
so.
all over.
I mean, not just not
a great ass.
It's in the cells.
it kind of is in the cells, man. Because
in the vaginal walls.
There was a thing one time, and I was like, "This Dutch girl's different." And it was like, no, she wasn't different. She was just a fucking huge pain in the ass.
Dude, so before I lived here, I lived in a duplex, and I had a roommate. And then the other side of the duplex, I think the first family that lived on the other side was a Muslim family, and it was the dad and the mom and 2 kids. And the mom was very quiet and very nice, but at night in the evenings we could hear just her just yelling at him, just ripping him a new ass. And he's like, "Fucking tell this, man!" And she's like that. Oh my god! And we listened to a fight, and I'm like,
"That's an Italian opera. That's how Italian operas."
Yeah,
sound.
right. It's like you know how those
That's a Mexican hat dance.
Oh my bad. Same thing.
It's like you know how those ethnics are behind closed doors.
Yeah.
They have a public persona and a private persona.
Oh yeah.
Any brown skinned woman, she is ripping you a new asshole
she's
behind
spicy.
closed
Yeah.
doors.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially like Latina women and
Flaming
all those.
passions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So I was talking to my dad about funny parts of the Bible, and my favorite one. Well, we talked about it that perhaps your God is taking a dump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then the other one that I liked was when Adam found out he was naked, because like Eve eats the fruit first and covers herself,
Right.
and then she comes back to him and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing with leaves on your?" He doesn't even know what tits are. He's
right.
like,
Right.
"Why is there garbage on your body?"
Right.
Like we were chilling, we were fine.
Yeah, what's going on?
And then as soon as he took a bite, he's like, "Everyone's worst nightmare. You're in school and everybody's pointing."
Yeah.
And then it was because of the snake. So, and then God's funny joke where he was like, "Hey, Abraham, kill your son." Ha ha ha, just kidding. And he gave him a goat to kill instead.
Yeah. Right.
So all these big things from the Bible, it makes it seem more like a sales pitch to me, because they're targeting your human's biggest insecurities. Snakes, being naked, killing your kid.
Yeah.
Like those are your nightmares. Like children are born with nightmares of like snakes and spiders. Infants have that imagery in their head.
Yeah.
So somebody found the things that people are most afraid of and made a religion where it's going to protect you from those 3 things: being naked, having to kill your kid,
and also
snakes.
the fact that those things exist is also your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, if because
Your original sin.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you are such a piece of shit. That's
Yeah.
why you're ashamed to be naked, and that's why there's evil predators coming after
Right,
you, and that's why you have to worry about your child dying. Because if it wasn't for
Original sin.
a woman,
in the garden.
yeah,
Yeah.
that used to be a thing that I was working on, like to be on stage, was basically talking about how I don't agree that religion hates women and thinks they're evil, even though that's what they say about Christianity is they hate women and women. No. Women didn't ruin everything because they're evil. They ruined everything because they're stupid. Because the snake was like, it basically did the most simple little logic tricks on her to convince her to eat the fruit. She's like, well, God said we should. Yeah, but what does God even know? Like, he basically did like God's
then
just
she went back
God
to
just
Adam and
doesn't
it was
want
like-
you to do it.
Yeah,
God's just jealous or whatever.
When she went back to Adam and it was like, the snake did sexual misconduct on me by fooling me. She didn't say I'm stupid and I got fooled because I'm dumb. She said he raped me with his words.
What's the saying? It's like, don't attribute to malice
what can be attributed to
stupidity. Yeah. That's women.
Yeah, right.
In the Bible.
Right. But so women apparently didn't figure out how to be evil until like Jezebel or whatever.
Yeah,
Because there are some pretty evil women in the Bible,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But yeah, not before Jezebel.
Well, Lot's wife was also stupid because she turned around and looked and turned into a pillar of salt when they're running away from Sodom and Gomorrah. And he's like, "Don't look back! Don't look back!" What does the dumb bitch do? She turned. Oh, I gotta look back on my house.
He was mansplaining to her, and he was the patriarchy telling her not to look back. So of course she was like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
and that's what you get.
And then there's that one chick that betrayed everybody in Jericho because what's his name? Was it Joseph or Moses? Or
Joshua.
Joshua slipped across the city walls and hooked up with his chick, and he's like, oh, by the way, we're the Israelites, and we're going to come take the place down, so we'll spare you. But you have to put like a thing outside your window.
That's partially the dude's fault for being dumb.
And then that's that's whenever God told them to walk around the city 3 times and then blow their trumpets and the city walls fell down.
Yeah.
But she had her little thing out, so that's like the chicks who banged the Nazis in like Holland or whatever. And then, I don't know, did you ever see that in Band of Brothers?
Squeeze.
Yeah.
In Band of Brothers, whenever they go and they rescue Holland, but then there's like. Then they like the crowds drag all these women out and start shaving their heads and mocking them and stuff, and the women all have babies because they're the ones who banged the Nazi soldiers and had babies with them, and they just like kicked them out. And like the end of that episode, they're like they're convoys leaving the city, and the women are just walking with their babies' shaved heads, like because they have nowhere to go. Whenever.
Chris, you're about my age, right? You're 47,
45, yeah.
45.
Yeah.
Have you ever made love by the light of the VCR buttons? That's how you know you're old.
It's yeah. Yeah. I was looking for a VCR the other day. Do you have a VCR by chance?
My mom does.
I've got some old amplifiers and shit in the garage because I was doing audiophile stuff. But
I have some like VHS tapes that I wouldn't mind taking a gander at.
Abuse, forced,
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Videos.
Yes. Yeah. No, just like
Pregnant.
Yeah. I like the pregnant stuff.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to hear about France now? There's some France jokes.
You have French jokes?
They have homeless abatement. There's no benches. So that's how they keep homeless people away.
Yeah.
We have too many benches in America.
They didn't go as far as putting the spikes on the benches like they've done in some cities.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's 2025. It's Trump's second term, man.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot of
spiked
that.
benches. That's just the fucking start.
Yeah.
Well, I got back and I brought got a baguette as soon as I got back because I had all these sauces that I bought. And I was eating it in the car. And my kid was eating it in the car. I was taking him to school. And he put the crusts on a plate, and then I just flung them out the window on his side. He was riding shotgun, and I looked to my left, and there's a homeless guy with a sign that said, "Hungry, anything helps." And I just threw like a bunch of bread.
Ouch.
So I assume the baguette in France was better than the baguette here, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all about the nooks and crannies because you got to melt that brie up in there.
Yeah.
You got to drip cheese down, all the way down into it.
Something I've been really disappointed in Central Texas is the sourdough. Like, sourdough bread here is not really sourdough bread. It's not sour enough. Like, in California.
Well, in California, it's like San Francisco. It's like the sourdough.
The sourdough capital. Right? Yeah.
And they say it's because of the air.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's something about like I read a whole book about
it's like the penguin with the mushrooms.
About like
What's it?
The sourdough takes whatever's in the air, and so a sourdough will taste like wherever it came from, like different places. The sourdough is different,
and that's why.
And whatever mixture of all the elements there is in San Francisco is why their sourdough is so good.
But they can't have fucking San Francisco sourdough shipped here?
Well, I mean, you can even get the starter. So I tried to do a sourdough starter for like 6 months. I could never get an actual thing to bake, like an actual. It always ended up like flatbread almost. It never rose.
It never not leavened.
It never leavened. Yeah, whatever. But I researched it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so that might be why. Maybe they're starting their starter here.
Yeah.
But you could go to San Francisco to one of the like San Francisco bakeries and say, "Hey, can I get some of your starter?" And they will give you a scoop of their starter, the bubbly thing that has the living stuff
culture.
in it. Yeah, the culture in it.
Yeah.
And you can use that and make theirs. So I guess that's maybe not what they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like where are you getting sourdough here in Austin?
Well, from Easy Tiger.
Louis Gomez's ass.
Easy Tiger and yeah. Well, in HEB too.
Yeah, HEB. Like I've had the Central Market sourdough.
Is it pretty good?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been okay.
San Francisco is also the homeless capital. When I had to lay over there, and you could see from the plane the filth.
You can see the stench lines like Pigpen.
It has a real lived-in feeling. You know when you buy a rustic house and it has that lived-in feeling?
It's really far.
The sidewalks of San Francisco have that lived-in feeling.
That airport is really, really far from like downtown. Like the Mission and the Tenderloin is where it's like just tense fucking dude. I saw some fucking shit, man, when I worked in San Francisco. Like one night, I'm out on the street. It's 2 a.m. There's all you can imagine what I was doing on the street at 2 a.m. Falling out of the
Red
bar.
Light District.
Yeah, red light district, getting jerked off, and I fall out of this bar and I'm walking, and there's these church people, and they're going up to homeless folks, and they're like, "Hey, we have a clean bed for you. We have a hot meal," and like literally every person they walked up to, the person like, "Fuck you, get away from me."
Wow.
Fuck you. We're choosing this.
Yeah,
like
wow.
we don't want to go with you.
Yeah.
My wife gave a homeless person food here in Austin, and she was like, "I want drugs. Fuck your sandwich."
Yeah.
Like they
Money
don't.
or drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day I was walking back to my Airbnb from my office, and I was looking at my phone like a fucking idiot, and I stepped in something, and it goes,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, and I looked down, and it was just a banana.
Thank God it was a
like,
banana.
oh my God, I'd never been so happy to step on a rotten banana in my life. I was like, sure, I stepped in human feces.
So we went to the markets, and they had my dream. It's just cubed baguette cubes and a bunch of sauces.
Oh.
So you just take a piece of bread and
nice.
pick a sauce and try. And so I bought 6 of the sauces from the guy.
Yeah, I had some the day he got back. The best, my favorite one was the truffle sauce.
Oh, I love truffle
But
sauce.
they
Yeah,
they really
just
like. There was an
truffle stuff.
anchovy sauce that he got. That
Oh, I love
they liked a
anchovies,
lot.
too.
But
But
yeah,
the
they were all
vendor got
good.
me with the double Jew sales effect because
Oh,
he's giving you free stuff,
Yeah.
but then you feel guilty and you
Mhm.
have to buy it. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, this tickles me both ways.
Yeah.
I'm here with my Jewish mother.
You got double Jude.
And then they had a cheese store with all these cheeses. It smelled crazy. In the back there was a screen on top of a refrigerator, and I was like, "What's that monitor?" My dad was like, "It's the basement. You can watch the cheese age from up here, so that you know that they have cheese in the basement for like next year or whatever.
Yeah.
So you trust that it's quality." So I went over to the monitor and I was like, "Go, go." Cheese, age, yeah. Why the fuck do you have this?
Yeah. It seems pretty pointless.
You can tell people, I believe you. I believe you have cheese in the basement.
Right.
You don't need a
Right.
cheese can.
Well, also, it's like it almost feels like they're trying too hard to convince you.
Yeah.
Like, wait, why do you have to show it? Like, no one ever doubted that you had aged cheese. Like, you're going too far in the other direction.
we went
So
to
what they
Italy.
do is they just say, "No, you can't have it. Our cheese is so good, we don't sell it. We'll have a sample."
Right.
Like that's
Right.
some scarcity. make some demand.
Right.
You know,
create
the
demand
snake
for
is going
it.
to make you think
Yeah.
you're naked, and they're going to make you kill your son, and you have to give money.
Wait, so did you have any I wouldn't think that you could talk like candidly or in a jovial way about the Bible with your dad. Like,
I was trying to. I mean, he's coming to terms with his mortality, so we got to get into everything. And he wants to talk about the Bible a lot, and all I really want to talk about is the funny parts.
yeah.
So that's where we meet in the middle
Oh, okay.
on a lot of that.
Or
stuff.
were they ever trying to be like, yo, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior?
I mean, I already did that a ton of times when I was little.
Well, yeah, but
doesn't
I
go
feel
away.
like you've fallen off the path and they know that, and now you have to like come back. No, they don't know that.
No, they don't believe that you can lose your salvation because that takes the power away from what happened on the cross. That's blasphemy.
Oh,
If
so
a
you're
human
good.
can unsave himself,
as long as
that means
you say
Jesus
the
is
magic
dumb.
words,
Oh, okay.
apparently you just get to go to heaven.
So you, even though you don't go to church and you maybe even actively say you don't believe or something like that, you're still good.
You don't vote for Trump.
You don't vote for
Obviously.
Trump.
Obviously, you're not going to. The people who don't vote for Trump are not going to go to heaven.
I don't believe in belief. I think it's stupid to believe in stuff. That's not personal. Nothing personal against God himself.
Yeah.
It's the people are dumb for believing in things.
Right.
It's like having a pet peeve that you want to bother everybody with.
Yeah.
You can't swear around me because I'm Mormon.
Yeah.
So we went to Italy. Your home people.
One of
I don't want to
places.
disparage your people,
No.
but as soon as we crossed the border from the French Riviera, fucking garbage everywhere. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
They were like, "Fuck the French Riviera. You're in Italy now, bitch."
Yeah.
There's like old cars on the side of the road and just gypsies and crap. And I was like, "Oh, we've definitely crossed the border here."
I mean, dude, Europe in general, I'm just going to say it. Europe in general is a shithole.
Yeah.
There are some nice places that look pretty and you know, the girls are easy and stuff like that. So like I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you unless your friend totally blows.
Unless your
chance on
friend totally blows
taking
it.
pictures of the chick's tits or whatever. What was it that he did?
Yeah. It's,
He was
yes,
talking to them.
the girls that we met
It was going
Yeah.
good.
weeks before.
Yeah.
They turned up on the beach. I was talking to them with their tops off. Well, my buddy was he didn't see them. He had gone to buy sunscreen, and he's coming back. And as he's walking by him, he's taking pictures of him with a fucking disposable camera. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
The
and then
underwater disposable camera.
like the shitty like they're gonna be
The
good pictures
bright
anyway,
yellow,
right? And they saw him and they were like, "What the fuck?" And he totally blew it, dude. They were like,
he was going to take it home and scan it and Photoshop it and enhance it. And jack
This
off.
was 97. There was no
that.
doing anything. It was just like,
Oh, you didn't have a
God.
graphic design dad in your neighborhood that helped you?
oh God, it was just so fucking stupid. Because that was the thing. Like 5 minutes before that happened, I was telling them how shitty the hostel we were in. Oh, we're in this shit hostel. Oh man, there's a curfew if you're not back by 11. And one of the girls was like, "You can stay at our place. There's plenty of room." And I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come whenever you want. 11, 12.
Yeah.
Come everywhere.
You could come anytime, anywhere. It's all good. We're on birth control. We're college girls.
But we were headed east towards Italy, and I was like, how do you know when you hit Italy? And I was thinking of like the old-timey travelers, and they're like, just go east until you see turbans and turn around.
Yeah.
We went too far.
But that's all of Europe now.
yeah, pretty
Especially
much.
France.
Oh,
you know,
dude.
like
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
And
It's
then
a whole issue.
The car we rented was brand new, so we had to take pictures of it and sign off. They had just gotten it there.
Yeah.
So we took it. It was a big white car, so we had to sign off, not a scratch. It was like when Lando gave the Falcon back to Han.
Yeah, not a scratch.
You got your word now, not a scratch. But I had to drive, and everywhere we went, this is like a large American Yaris, Toyota Yaris with like an off-road option. Everywhere we went was impossible to like. I had to give up and back out and try again and go a different way, a bunch of places.
You don't want big cars over there.
In Monaco and Italy. Like, there's no way to not get a scratch. Like, every car here is scratched, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And the alleyways are not for cars; they're for horses. The parking spaces are for mopeds.
Yeah.
Or like little tuk-tuks or whatever the hell they drive.
Yeah.
So it was, the whole thing was too big for everything. But driving Monaco and in Monte Carlo was awesome. Like, if I had had no destination, it would have been rad. Unfortunately, I was looking for parking with both of my parents telling me where to go and a GPS and the dash of the car beeping and the signs on the side of the road. So I had like 6 sources of input for where to find parking in Monte Carlo. And I was like, can we just cruise?
Yeah.
This is a beautiful town.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice.
Do your parents speak French well?
Yeah, my mom does.
Your dad? How long have they lived there?
Years. I mean, they moved there during COVID fully, but they had the house there for a long time beforehand.
Dude, it always trips me out here when like I meet someone like my sister-in-law. Yeah, my sister-in-law. Her family's Mexican immigrants, and the dad's lived here for 40 some years. The dad's lived here for 40 some years, and he doesn't speak English.
40 total. He's about to go back now.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch him on the raids. Is he in Chicago?
Yeah. No, he's in. I don't want to say his location.
What's
He's
his
not
skin
anywhere.
shade?
He went home.
Is his skin shade in the lighter register?
He is in the light. Yeah.
The
He
yes or the
definitely
no
is.
area.
Yeah. But yeah, this dude's lived here for 40 something fucking years. He's worked here, and he doesn't speak a fucking lick of English, and it just absolutely blows my.
Sorry, the orange retard, the retard messiah just popped up
Oh man.
on the.
Notre
I
Dame
tried to
game.
switch us back to the other state, Ohio State and Notre Dame. So while we're recording, we also have the national championship, college national championship game on. See what he says.
Admired like we haven't been in many, many years.
So did they just prompt? Did they just like preempt the game with
I
him?
guess so.
Did he buy commercial space?
You have already seen it happening. You can feel the excitement, and you can
It looks like a
feel
commercial.
confidence and spirit.
If
Yeah,
you
this
buy
is
my
on-
commemorative plates,
Together, we're going to lead our country to glorious new heights.
I've been calling him
The
your
golden
president to everyone I
age
talk
of
to.
America
Yeah.
has
Because
just
you can say
begun.
my president or
To
our
all of the
president, but it's really
players
mean
and
to say
fans watching
your
tonight,
president,
to
yeah.
girls.
Long journey. It's been a long season, but you have 2 tremendous teams. And
oh my
Oh,
God!
it's-
he actually is doing an address to the college people watching the college football championship.
This was an ad that Shane Gillis was supposed to get, and he took it.
Thank you and good night.
And God bless Irish everything.
Dude, this guy is just inserting himself into everything.
Yeah.
So I was at a deli with my dad in Italy, and they had sausages hanging on strings.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is fucking Freddy got fingered."
Yeah.
It's like, "Daddy, would you like
Daddy,
some
would you like some
sausage?"
sausage? Yeah.
All the French people hate Americans, even the babies. I got sneered at by a baby in France. I was like, "Can you tell your baby to stop looking at me like that?" Like that's just their bitch face. Every French person.
You know, you've said this a bunch. I like literally. People always say this, and I've never had an issue. Mm-hmm. I've never had anyone be.
Oh, it must be nice to take 7-minute shits.
Maybe you look
people are
Canadian.
nice to you.
I'm just saying, no one gives me shit, man.
You have a foreign nose.
I have a foreign
You have a
nose.
European nose. You can get away with it.
A European profile.
You're not loud and annoying and huge.
Yeah, I'm ethnically ambiguous too.
Yeah.
Like you look at me and you're like, I don't know.
You probably wear black when you go over there. Keep your head down.
Yeah,
You got to do everything right.
yeah.
Last
I'm doing
time
everything right. I'm doing everything right. Yeah.
Last time I went to
Sure.
France 20 years ago, I was living in Florida and I had 8 jobs. And I told them all that I was going. And they were all like, "Hey, have fun. We'll see you when you get back." Except for this restaurant. I was working at a winery. And the manager, this lady, was like, "Well, don't expect to have your job when you get back." And I was like, "Oh, no, let me cancel my month-long trip to France
Yeah.
so that I can keep my waiting tables job
At the winery.
at a no-name beach south of Daytona, Florida."
Yeah. Oh, the humanity.
All the women in France seem like trans. They have like a weird nose thing or some weird chin thing
They
happening.
definitely
like it's
have
mannish features.
male hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the one thing. I mean, that's like a not. That's like if it was up to me, if I was dictator of the earth, it would be no body hair on women in any places under their armpits or on their legs.
Yeah. Done.
I am
Yeah.
like I become like irrationally angry whenever I see armpit hair on a woman.
Like, what are you trying to say with that?
I think we're so jaded living here. So the two places I've lived, Orange County and here, the chicks are really fucking hot and
Yeah.
they take care of themselves. They like do
Italian girls looked way better. There's trash everywhere, but the women looked way better since
Yeah.
they crossed the border.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. There are other places too, obviously. Like in Prague, the girls are super fucking hot. London,
Yeah.
the girls are beat as fuck.
Yeah.
Paris,
Potato.
the Paris is okay.
But any big
Well, and all the
city,
French girls look
all
trans.
the hottest women are going to flock to
Flock to
wherever the biggest
those
city is.
places.
And all the French
yeah.
dudes look gay.
Yeah.
I showed
They
up
are
there.
gay.
I was like, I'm
They
the
actually
most
are gay. They don't
straight
just look gay. Yeah.
They're all metrosexual.
Yeah.
They all have like Puma, Ferrari, zip down.
It's
hoodie.
very empowering to go
hair
to France
gel.
and to know that you could literally beat the shit out
Yeah.
of every single person you see. You're like, man, like at home, I'm not sure, but here I can.
No wonder you guys surrendered.
Everybody,
yeah, exactly.
everybody cut me off in traffic. I put the window down. I was like, "Hey, big nose,
Yeah.
you got to think you're on the road?" My parents' house is attached to a cathedral. Every morning at 7:30, the bell rang 100 times. 100 at 7:30 every day.
That's
So
nice.
you have no excuse. I don't know how the women stay in bed all day over there.
No,
This is a the town that I was in is famous for fountains, so it's a squirter town. There's no river. There's just squirting water everywhere. Apparently, there's a spring. So I went to a Roman bathhouse, an ancient Roman bathhouse with a spa built on top of it. Yeah. They had a spigot on the wall, a spigot on the wall, with water coming out of it that you could try. I don't think you're supposed to try it. It was just decorative.
Yeah.
Because through the window, there's like these ruins of a Roman bathhouse.
Right.
And then to the left of the spigot, there's an actual water cooler where you could have water.
Yeah.
So I took one of the cups from the water cooler and put it under the spigot from the wall with the old water.
Did you get the shits?
And I was like, I'm going to try
Yeah,
the old water.
This is how Josh actually has to take a shit.
No, I'm immortal now.
Are you?
Got
You
some-
think so?
Yeah, it's Jesus.
Yeah, is the Holy Grail. Straight from Jesus' asshole.
Yeah, it was good. No, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Yeah,
It was
why
horrible.
would you? Oh, that's so
Yeah,
gross.
that
Why would you do that?
Sounds
It's
gross.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like comes from the Roman shit houses or whatever, vomitoriums or
thought-
Vomitory.
Yeah, I was going to try to make a new COVID. But there was a ton of cathedrals. Everywhere we went, we had to go in the cathedral and look at the cathedral, and there's all the same
Yeah.
shit. But like the design aesthetic and the architecture makes you feel like you owe us something.
Yeah.
Like it's very oppressive. I'm sure it's designed that way. I don't know how, but I'm not Catholic. I don't believe in stuff. But every cathedral I was in, I was just like, I feel like I should touch the holy water or say sorry or thank you or something because of this grandeur.
I I kind of at this point just refuse to go into churches and museums. It's like,
Well, I mean, you'll burst into flames, right?
yeah, I just. I also can't go within 30 yards of elementary schools, parks.
Yeah, every church has a school in it, so you're not allowed already.
Yeah.
Well, I was warned about pickpockets, and at the grocery store, they
Gypsies, yeah.
turn off the self-checkout at noon because the school kids are out at noon. They don't, and the school kids come pickpocket or steal from the store, so they don't have any self-checkout at noon when the kids are running around.
Oh.
So I went into a tobacco on the corner. All the 7-Elevens are just say tobacco on them.
Yeah.
To get some soda, of course. Find a new weird soda. I got some Chinese Skittles, and then all these children walked in, and I was like bumper to bumper, shoulder to shoulder. And I was like, hand on my wallet. I'm not racist. What color are they? What shade are these kids?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
It's just they're close to me. I don't
Right.
care what color you are. I was told about pickpockets. You're kind of gypsy-ish right now.
Right.
I don't know what that is, but I gotta have my hand on my wallet.
Cinnamon
but I was
skin.
trying to. I was I was at the counter paying for stuff.
What
so I
color
was
are
like,
these kids? Cinnamon.
They trapped me. They trapped me at the counter paying for stuff with my wallet out.
Aren't they? Don't they prefer to be called Romany? Isn't that?
Yeah,
I
the
guess so.
Romany is
Romany?
the official name. You can
Yeah, well,
Gypsies is
I prefer that
borderline
they didn't
slur.
steal from everyone too, but they don't give.
Yeah.
a
There's
fuck.
a lot of preferences that are going on.
Yeah,
I prefer that you not
unrecognized.
live in a river
Again,
forever.
Yeah.
It's the second Trump term. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine to call them gypsies.
Okay. Fucking A. Thank God. Thank God.
Gay, retard, faggot,
Yeah.
gypsy, all these words are fine now.
Yeah, they're gypsy faggots.
Yeah.
Nothing is square. Every building was medieval. Every toilet was an afterthought tacked on to existing. All the walls, the corners weren't square. They're curved.
No.
Nothing in Europe has been touched by a Mexican contractor. Nothing's plumb. There's no supervisor telling you everything has to look good.
Yeah.
It's just old castles. And then modern stuff came when they had to build like around it.
Yeah.
I slept on an air mattress, and I woke up in the middle of the night singing the song from American. Believe it or not, I'm sleeping on air.
Yeah.
It was the worst. And then they had a radiator on the wall that sounded like a fire-breathing snake. It lights itself when it gets cold. It senses the cold, so you hear it go tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
every half hour.
Yeah.
So you got the bells. I'm sleeping on air. I got jet lag. I'm trying to jerk off for 2 hours looking at abuse porn, and then this thing goes tick, tick, tick.
Were you looking at abuse porn in your parents' house?
No. You were.
I have a hard time jerking off at my dad's house. Dad, if you're
I
listening.
don't. I've jerked off at your dad's house.
You have? Oh man. Dad, what do you think of that?
Not this motherfucker.
I every time I'm at a relative's house and I pull up something on my phone and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look at some porn or whatever.
Yeah.
For a second I forget that they don't have the tech savvy that I have. And
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna see this request on their router
Right.
and they're gonna know that I was
Right.
going to this porn site. And I'm like, wait a minute, they're boomers.
They're stupid.
Yeah, I
They're
started jerking off
stupid.
at my parents' house when I was 16. I already know. I mean, I
Yeah.
can be that boy again.
Did you ever do the thing? Did your parents ever find the history, the porn sites in the history? I mean, you guys are a little bit older than me, but yeah, our parents have found the porn sites in our history, and we always do the thing where,
Nuns.
I installed ICQ, and it puts that stuff in your history. It's because I installed a game, and it just puts that stuff. It doesn't mean I actually went to that porn site.
That wasn't me. Yeah.
No, Dad, I heard in the news that there was an article about nuns getting raped, and I was looking it up to see what happened at the cathedral. I was looking for people that spoke English. Nobody spoke English. Nobody cared that I spoke English. When I was there 20 years ago, they were like, America, Tom Cruise, rock star, hi. They're nice. Now they hear English and they're like, you're disgusting.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
But there was a rock and roll attitude pub around the corner from my parents' house that had was black painted with a skull, and it said rock and roll attitude pub.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life, but there might be English speakers.
I
there.
love whenever I'm in like Mexico or like some dirty country down south of here, and you like see like an old grandma, like a 65-year-old grandma, and she's wearing a shirt that says like slut bag on it or something. It's like she has no idea that like
Jason's wife's mom had like something that said nasty on it, right? The lady that's living at his best friend's house, his wife's mother, just went to Walmart and got like a nightie to walk around the house, and she's dementia or whatever. She wasn't reading the stuff. And she came home with something that said like nasty bitch tits or something.
nasty bitch tits, yeah. Dirty cunt.
There was
You're
supposed
like,
to be a comedy club
wow.
where I was at in France too, and I couldn't find it. I looked on Street View, and it's like a shipping container, so I didn't want to get sex trafficked again.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm not going to go there. And then there was a hiking trail. I couldn't find that
I
either.
don't know who you are.
Yeah, I didn't know who you are.
I know who you are.
For as much as you love maps, it seems like there's a lot of shit you couldn't find too.
My dad got yelled at for touching stuff in the cathedral. This French dude jumped up out of nowhere and was like, "Double block."
Not the first time his dad's gotten yelled at for touching stuff.
In
You tell
a
him-
cathedral, basically.
Hotel swimming pool.
Yeah. I walked 8 miles a day and still gained weight
Has
from
he-
all the cheese and the bread.
Wow. That's amazing. You
I mean, I was walking to go find cheese and bread.
Yeah,
right.
That
Yeah,
was the
that's
goal
that's
of the
fair.
walk.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
No, that's, I have that from visually. You can see that I have that same problem.
Yeah.
Three
Look,
extra bites of food and it wipes out all of the
Yeah.
20 miles a week of walking that I do.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No, totally.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in Monaco is super fit because you get altitude sickness from going down the block because it's all sideways.
Oh, yeah.
It's all stairs. Every woman has the nicest ass and calves you've ever seen in your life. Even though they probably ride around some dude's Ferrari all day and walk.
Yeah. Just a little bit of walking, they still get a good little uplift on that ass.
But I was filming on the beach like your friend, and a lady started changing in front of me. And I had to turn the camera. I didn't want to be rude. I was
Yeah.
just taking a tourism video.
Right.
But she had nasty old flompers. It was like
Flompers.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Flompers.
That's a really good one,
Yeah,
actually.
Flompers. I
Samuel
like that.
F. Gompers.
Yeah.
Union delegate.
Yeah, Josh is pretty good at inventing sex words.
Yeah, yeah. What do we have? We have slurped
Slurped off,
off, flompers. There's a couple other nasty ones that have come up. What were they?
We can
Well,
look it up.
let's if you want to hear more France talk from Josh,
Yeah.
go to youtube.com/godawful entertainment because we're going to continue the discussion on a stream on YouTube or Twitch, God Awful Entertainment.
There's no more ban on YouTube.
No, we're good on YouTube. We can broadcast. But
What was it that what got us kicked in the first? Oh, there was like a whole slew of things.
It was the dumb cunt, and it was the black hole,
all
and
the black hole,
and the faggot, and the retard,
all
and
faggot and retard,
all of that shit,
Oh,
all that
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
This is what I was listening to all walking around the French
yeah,
Riviera.
it's
This is
such a French